I'd like to talk about the recent dry fasts that I've done. I've done 3 over a 9-week period. I did a 8.5-day dry fast, a 5-day dry fast, and a 7-day dry fast. Dry fasts are no water and no food. These are no messing fasts. These are genuine fasts. This is the only type of fast I do. I've never done water fasting. I just never got on with it. I mean, for me, it just is so much simpler just to stop everything. And I got myself a tent and a sleeping bag, and I just went out to the woods and put my tent up under a tree, just hung out in my tent and went for walks. At least on the last dry fast I did that, which was the most beautiful one. So what did I learn, or what can I tell you that will help with dry fasting and help with breath work from these dry fasts? One is that a holographic breathing while you're dry fasting, it really massages through the whole body, massages the organs, get everything going, keeps the lymph going, just is revitalizing the whole body. It's a bit like you stop eating, you stop drinking, and the only thing left is breathing. If you stop breathing, gone, really, it's all over. So you have to keep breathing, but you can use that as a healing tool on these dry fasts, and that taps into the universal energies. When you're not eating and you're not drinking, your body, your spirit, your energies start looking for other forms of nourishment, and one of those is spiritual energy, another is prana. So naturally your body starts trying to feed itself with prana, spiritual energies, earth energies, and starts drawing these in. And holographic breathing is a wonderful tool for that, because we do connect with the earth energies, we do create prana, we do channel, we connect to the higher energies, so that is all there. And an interesting thing also, what holographic breathing gives you a vast advantage on a dry fast, in that on a dry fast you stop, the digestion stops, and you stop going to the toilet. It just doesn't come out the other end anymore. And so this becomes a concern on longer dry fast, because that feces will just dry out, because the body will be going after all of the water, and you end up with terrible, terrible constipation. Just be like a rock, which you don't need. A bit like giving birth. you don't want to be doing this. So what people do, they do, they do a protocol for 2-3 days before, on just different, juices or blends or just fruit or different things like that. So there's very little in their gut. Now, I did do that once, but the advantage with holographic breathing is that you can go to the toilet on a dry fast. It will open up your digestion so that you can actually go to the toilet. And on all of those fasts, the 7.5, the 8.5 day, the 5 day, and the 7 day fast, I went to the toilet. So I didn't have to worry about ending up with this terrible constipation. I mean, you think about it, an 8.5 day fast, you don't go to the loo, and that is all there inside. And the digestion isn't really kicking in for 2 or 3 days afterwards. So you end up doing a poo that's 11 days old and just been sitting there. It's not really healthy. So on the 8-day dry fast, 8.5 day, I think it on the 4th day, and it came out as a surprise. I was doing holographic breathing with the legs and the pelvis floor, and suddenly I had to rush to the loo. And there was the whole build up, because it takes 4 or 5 days for everything to pass through. So there was everything there. And that all came out in one go. And it was ongoing. It was a bit hard to start off with because it had been in there a while, but it passed really fairly easily. And it was a lot. It was like all came out. And then my gut was completely empty. Now I can't remember. I did protocols before 2 days running up to that on that one. But still, there was all of that stuff in there that came out. So even with these just juices or just, I can't remember the different ones. But anyway, I did different protocols before for the first 2. And as soon as I'd gone through, I thought, well, actually, that's why I went for 8.5 days, because I thought, well, that's out of the way. I don't have to worry about that. I can go as long as I want now. I did our 8.5 day dry fast. 2 weeks later, it was just, I didn't have anything on, and I just felt to carry on with the dry fast. So I did another 5-day dry fast. I think it was on the 3rd day, went to the loo, cleared it with the holographic breathing again, using the legs. And now I teach this in 3 videos. I'll put a link below. I'll put a link at the end. You can click on that. You can learn how to do that for dry fasting. And again, in the 7-day one, I did a big one at the end of the first day, so there wasn't a lot left in, so it took quite a while for it to go through and have the mass. So that came out a little bit later. It came out on the 5th day, but it was really good. It was quite hard, but much better the 5th day than 7 days and then another 9 days or 10 days, you know, much better at 5 days than later on. And again, because it had been there for that whole time, and it wasn't a huge amount of it, but it had all come around, completely clears the intestines. It makes everything so much easier. And the intestines can properly clear out then. Now, the 5-day fast seemed to just prolong the 8.5 day dry fast. It just became very spiritual energies moving through. So I find that dry fasting helps you move towards breatharianism. Not that I'm looking to become a breatharian, but I think on one level or another, if we can access these energies around, we can end up primarily living on those energies and less on food. So I'm experimenting with that. Not that I'm trying to cut out foods, but if it feels easy to eat less, and if dry fasting and connecting to this breath and these energies combines to make me healthier and I don't lose too much weight or anything like that, I will carry on with that. And I think I'm going to do a 7-day dry fast every 2 or 3 months now. So that is it. That is the dry fasting. I have a free webinar this Sunday. We're working with the different levels of energy through the face, cranium and brain, and the neck. This orientates from the movement of the mouth in holographic breathing. I'll teach you holographic breathing. I'll teach you the movement of the mouth and how this opens a movement through the whole body. There's a movement with the feet and legs that opens up through the legs, through the pelvis, through the spine, and it connects to this movement of the mouth. So you get this whole body moving breath. So we will connect this breathing motion of the face and brain with this breathing motion of the feet, the lower body, the whole structures of the body. And then we'll be including the breathing motion of the hands, a particular breathing motion of the hands and feet, a particular breathing motion of the mouth, opening and closing. And then this connects in through the heart, the diaphragm, the lungs, opening up on the level, more emotional heart, qualitied energy. This moves into all of the structure of the body, works through the brain, and we'll connect all of that together so you end up with this full body breathing, and all of the different energies come together and all of the different movements come together, and it produces this whole profoundly moving, healing energy. And it'll be a live webinar. I will actually be there. If you want to work with me live, come along, enjoy working with me live. And that will be, you know, quite a lot of people come. They're nice webinars, so you can enjoy that.